Okay, so welcome to the session. I'm just going to quickly bring up some information here. I'm going to just mute that. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so before I go into the charts, let me just bring up the information for the DTB system, which is this slide over here. So for those not familiar with the DTB system, it's got over 30 indicators, 10 automated strategies, and the custom bar types, and all the training videos for the system. So there's the website contains all the training videos. There are a few that haven't made it to the website yet. So the YouTube channel itself has actually got the most current up-to-the-date videos in there, and they're nicely put into a playlist. So you can actually cycle through them in order, which is pretty good. So those are the risk disclosures for trading futures, which is what we're doing over here. So they will be available in the video as well as the website. Okay, so we'll quickly have a look at the charts from today. So I wanted to mention too, if you are seeing that this momentum line is disappearing for some reason, just click on the F5 button to refresh the chart. Now, when you refresh the chart, it's going to show the indicator exactly where the signals were plotted. It's not going to change any signals. So wherever those signals were on the chart before you refresh it, they're going to continually be there. So it's not like it's going to repaint those signals or show them correct afterwards. I just got to record this too. There we go. So definitely refresh the chart if you are getting that momentum line out of whack. What also helps you with this is if you've got your chart trader active, use a different account on your charts that you are trading, that you are not trading on, that you've got your other indicators on, so that when you refresh those, it's not going to impact your strategy and stuff on your trading chart. Cool. So I'm going to hide that. So looking at the NQ, the price has just reached a new high. It's come up to the 61.8 of the hourly chart. And as you can see, our momentum line is facing down. So there could be a little bit of bouncing around this level, but from the look of it right now, we should be looking at a downward price movement. If this price breaks below the 50% Fibonacci, which is the 4-hour Fibonacci level, and stays below there, we're going to actually have this price running down nicely. Obviously, this momentum line that we have is going to be it's showing us the real pull of the price. So as you can see, this momentum line started going down even before the price dropped now. It's facing down right now, that momentum line in real time. So even before this fall that happened, this momentum line was basically predicting that fall. And look, it's gone down 20, 40, 66 ticks in that small movement. So that is how incredible these tools are to actually predict those price movements. And the next strong level is obviously the 50% on the hourly. So, you know, we've got this level to work in over here, and we've still got this momentum line facing nicely down. So that's like a magnet for the price. You're going to notice that happens all the time, especially with this indicator. It is probably the most powerful indicator that exists for NinjaTrader. And it's going to give you these incredibly accurate signals predicting where price is going to be going. And also when you are combining them with the Fibonacci levels, you just got that much extra benefit in your toolbox. So we also spoke yesterday about the momentum line. So when the momentum line is facing upwards, you know, that is meaning that there is a small change in that direction. And that is the key to be watching out for, to be either staying in a short position or exiting a short position when that momentum line changes direction. So that momentum line gave us a change of direction pretty soon. So immediately after that bounce, we also had a oversold bar there that actually painted cyan. So a beautiful little scalping opportunity there as we were even watching it. Price has now broken above the 50 again. So these things happen. Obviously, we just had the open of the market, so it's going to be quite a busy time. Okay, so that was on the NQ. The YM, this is a 5-minute chart. So price went and hit the 61.8. And that one is the blues, which is the weekly. Okay, so that's a weekly Fibonacci level that's come to. So we've got the weekly Fibonacci 61.8. So it basically ran from the 50, the 50, 61.8, all the way to the 61.8 on the weekly charts for the Fibonacci level. So that was that huge move over there. And it's kind of had a lot of resistance around there because it's also bouncing off the 4-hour 50%. So there's strong levels in this area. Cool. So that's looking where it is at the moment. And on the ES, I've got also a 5-minute chart. There's that 76 and 61. So there's some key levels that have come into play. And even at the bottom of the chart, the 5-minute 61.8 came into play over there. And that's all been in effect. So really key things to watch out for in using these tools, these Fibonacci levels. All right, so we're going to be trading the NQ today. So this is what I'm looking out for. We're going to be looking at what the price is doing on this chart. I'm going to be keeping it to the side while I've got my strategy running, and then I'm going to be using the long only, short only based on that. So this is going to be key. So again, we had that momentum line shift direction pretty soon after that break, and it's now pulling that price down again. So beautiful moves already in the market. And just if you only had these two indicators loaded, the Fibonacci levels and the shadow trading, you don't even have to have the ultimate bands. You would have seen those moves beautifully in action. Great. All right, so let's bring up our strategy analyzer. So new strategy analyzer. Okay, perfect. So it's a bit of a systematic approach that we have every single day. So we select the optimization for our strategy. So we've got the analytical bar strategy 1. And then we go to the template, we go load, and we load the most recent template that we use, and that was yesterday's template. So yesterday we created a template, and in that template, the settings we are using is true for time slot 1, 9:30 to 11. We've got a trading stop ticks. I've got 40 and a target ticks is 100. So you can have that amount, any amount that you want, as long as they're matching numbers. If you're going to have minimum, maximum, have them as the same numbers. We're going to be optimizing trend 1 to 20, A 1 to 20, B 1 to 20. Trade first repaint. I'm going to make this true and then optimize the rest. We're going to be using an 11 and a 2 NinjaTrader bar on this session. And here we're going to select today's date. So today is the 14th. So I'm going to choose 14th to 15th. Include commission. I'm going to use an 11 slippage to match my bar size. Max net profit. Entries per direction. I've got 3. I'm going to run that. And I've got to select the instrument, which is NQ. So I'm going to run that. And then while that's running, I'm going to go template, save, and I'm going to call it 14th of September, NQ NinjaTrader. Save. And while that's running, I'm going to go and clean out my old templates. So the ones that say 13, I'm going to just delete those. So I got 14 and 14. So that only had 3,200 iterations. So I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to bring up the chart just to see what that is looking like. And already those moves that we've had have caused that market to do those moves already. So we have run sessions where we activated the strategy very soon afterwards. A bit of mixed results on that. But like in this case, for example, if you had activated or run your optimization at 9:35, activated your strategy, you would have already had some winning positions running already. So I've made it that we only activated between 9:45 and 10:50, just so we can get some, the market to settle down, basically. I'm just going to stop my video again because it's blocking some of the screen on the top right. So that's good. So, we spend the first few minutes just running some optimizations just to make sure that we have got the settings right. What you can also do is go and apply the settings you're getting from your strategy analyzer and just apply it to your trading chart. So go and do that. I'm just going to position this so that it's easy to see. So the strategy analyzer has given us these results. I'm going to go and save this as a template. So template save. I'm going to call it the 14th of September NinjaTrader trading chart, like we've done before. And then go and apply it to the specific chart. So you add the strategy, you go template and load, and that brings up your template that you saved. It pre-fills every single thing in your strategy analyzer. You're going to go enable, apply, and OK. Now, what we're trying to do is we're trying to look at what the accuracy of, we're looking at the drawdown, the net profit, and we're making sure that these are all lining up. So that is lining up. So when it lines up like that, I know that my chart is matching my analyzer. So data series, we've got R11, R2 in there, and we've got 0 days. So it's only going to bring up today's trading data. Okay, so I'm going to run this optimization again over here and just see what this price is doing while that is running. If you look at our 5-minute chart on the NQ, we also discussed that the gold bars is when the sellers are in control of the price. So we've had incredible moves on that already. So, if I use my ruler tool over here, from when that momentum line changes direction, even if you got it in a bit late over there, you've got this huge move in price, even up to there's 86 ticks. So you've got these incredible tools to give you indication of who's in control of the price. Like we've had the buyers in control of the price all the way from here to basically over here. And, that was a huge move of, 350 ticks. Okay, so I'm going to just clear this out. Okay, and move this out of the way. All right, so I'm going to run one more optimization. It's 9:45. I'm going to activate this as soon as it's done and use the latest settings on here for our strategy. We've had the price come to the 38.2. So that's how these Fibonacci levels are so potent to be able to even judge, your targets to be entering your positions. If you're doing manual positions, seeing a bounce off a Fibonacci level too with that arrow, it's also pretty good. Okay, so let's save this. So I'm going to go template, save, and I'm going to use this one again. Save, yes. Go to my chart, strategies, and I'm going to deactivate this one. And I go template, load up my latest optimization, go enable, apply, okay. Everything looks fine there, and I'm going to press start. So that's now going to act on the next signal that comes out. So we've had a few very good optimization results. Like these results have shown 100% success rate since the open. So that's what these have shown, these specific settings. So all we basically need is for that to continue a little bit, get in a few good trades, and you know, reach a goal for a session. So whatever a goal you have, depending on your entries per direction and all of that, that is what will be key. So again, for those who want the templates for this, I'm just going to pop this in. So here's my documents folder here. So documents, NinjaTrader 8, templates, strategy, analytical bars 1. So this is the exact same place that you would save these templates when you take them from the Skype chat. So I'm going to go click on the Skype chat very quickly and just paste them in there into the Skype group focused chat. So then all you have to do is load up these templates onto your platform or into your documents folder, and then you will have the exact same settings that I have, and then you can run your optimization from there. So looking at our 5-minute chart. So again, this is in real time. So exactly where this momentum line is exactly where it is. So even if you scroll back later on this chart, this is what you're going to see. So when the price comes closer to, when the momentum line comes closer to price, we know that there's a strong change in direction, or that specific trend has exhausted itself. So this is the type of time where you're going to see maybe a little bit of bouncing around of price, or a reversal in price going back up, even if it's for a short while. But it's also dependent on what this momentum line is going to be doing. So I'll be keeping an eye out on that. And you can have that indicator on a 5-minute chart. I've got it on a 22 bar. So there's a few different things that you can have on it, and be looking at for that. Okay. I just want to get this channel up for my videos to see if there's any comments or things on there I can answer. So we haven't had any positions yet from this. We can also go run our optimization and see if anything else is coming up in our settings to let us enter more positions, or if the best settings have changed. All right. Okay, so the Zoom link is the exact same link we use every week. We've been using all the time. So for my DTB traders group, it's in there on a previous post. I'm going to put it in the group chat for DTB traders. So give me 1 second, I'll pop that in, okay? Actually, yeah, I have to do that now. Quickly, just give me 1 second. I'm going to just find that link. Okay, and I'm going to just pop that in the chat very quickly. Okay, so that's in the DTB traders group chat, if anybody wants to jump onto that. and password, yeah, it's in that link. Okay, so I've just run the optimization. More settings have come up, but I'll just run it again to get up to current settings. Anybody on this call so long have had any entries themselves? Anything to report?
I had so far so good. We're positive, so
okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Jason, just a quick question if I can.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get the charts to align with the analyzer and the actual chart that I want to trade off.
Mm-hmm.
But the positions don't align. Obviously, I'm doing something wrong with the data series. I'm using obviously the global time slot. On the data series, am I just supposed to load 14th with used instrument settings? Or is there something, are we using just 1 day or custom day? Or
So you got to put days and 0.
all right.
And use instrument settings.
So load custom, so load data based on days and days to load naught.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, mate. I'll give that a try.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so it looks like the very best settings are still in a sell. So the strategy, the last positions were over here as a sell position. So that's why these ones haven't given us new signals, because the previous one is still in a sell and they would have been 130 ticks in the green already, probably with 3 directions, 3 entries on that. That's why we haven't had any new entries on that specific signal. If we had paused the strategy when the price was at this brick wall and then reactivated the strategy with immediately synchronize or immediately submit synchronized account, it would have entered those positions and then we would currently be in those short positions. So again, we're still in it's giving us the most favorable settings that have worked for the session so far. So obviously my 17.7 is still in the top list, or is still in the list. Okay. And looking at our 5-minute chart, or not the 5-minute chart, the analytical bars chart. I'm just going to look at that for a second. We still have come on, don't lag me now, NinjaTrader. I suppose I'm running my optimization at the same time as I'm trying to click on a chart, which is a no-no. So with the strategy, with the trading, oh goodness gracious me, with the shadow trading indicator, we still got predominantly gold bars, which means that the sellers are still in control of price. So, you know, I've told even a few guys, we've worked on this, that even if you're just following the predominance of the bars, the coloring, you've got a very high probability of being in the right direction of these trades. So these are all, I mean, this is still a huge amount of ticks in question over here, over 200 actually in the last few minutes. Notice how our momentum line is right with the price at the moment, or very close to it. I'm going to just still move this out the way because I want to be focusing not on that too much. I want to focus on our automated side. So I'm still going to run that again. Okay, so these are still showing in a short. And that's how it's going to be sometimes. You know, it's going to show you these settings, you know, from back then that is the current. So if you were looking at entering manual positions and your strategy analyzer was telling you that every single thing is in shorts like it is, then look for opportunities to enter short trades. So like I'll refer back once again to the to this chart that I'm looking at with the 22 tick bar. It's giving us green bars. Like there were some green bars that came up over there, but the sellers obviously, or the buyers basically failed at that level and the price broke below the 50. So a good opportunity to jump into positions over there. Obviously being mindful of this 38.2, that could be a level to work off, but it also went right through that level and came down. Now we're at a point here where it's showing majorly oversold. So let's see what happens with this price around this level. So 15,434 is a point where it's showing us that this could be, we still got a bit of space to the next Fibonacci level, but this could be a point of a reversal. So we are coming up here to the 76.4 of the daily. That's that level there. I've got a very slight lag. I'm moving my mouse and I'm not getting, you know, like movement here. So I hope I'm not having an issue like I had the other day where it's just everything's just delaying a little bit. I did restart my platform before this call, so I'm not too sure what is causing this. Even my optimization window is just not running as fluid as what it should be. So again, these positions have, I mean, all these strategies, I just said that, you know, the positions it took was up higher here and they're all still in a sell position. Now we have got to wait until flat synchronize account. So it's only going to act on the next signal. That's why our automated system hasn't entered any positions yet. And the number this value that you're seeing on the chart here, it says $3,100, but that is not taking into consideration the last trade, the last trades that started over there. So now they are, you see, there we go. So we are now seeing this optimization. So I'm going to run this again. I'm pretty sure over here, we're going to be entering a long position. So let's see. We're probably in a long position now. So I'm going to activate the chart trader. So chart trader, I'm on the wrong damn account. That's my problem over here. That's okay for this. We'll just have to keep it on there. So the good thing about these buttons over here is it tells you which account you've got your strategy activated on. So that's how you know where you are. And I normally have it on another account. which I'm keeping a record of. Now, unfortunately, I activated on my 101 account, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm going to just keep running this. Okay, so up to $400 already. That's pretty cool on that one. We're coming up to the 23.6 of the 4-hour chart. Not a very strong level. So that's why it's probably won't give us too much hassle, but never know. 38.2, that's the hourly one. So it might just bounce up a little bit, retest that, see what that is going on. So that's the hourly, the 38.2 is the hourly Fibonacci level. So it looks like a bounce off the 23 up to the 38. We'll see what it does around the 38. Hopefully a nice bounce off it coming down and then breaking through the 23.6. Hopefully, I say. So it formed this brick wall. So this is where the strategy basically picked up its last sell position, was around this brick wall. It actually took 2 positions off that brick wall. So let's see how that goes into play. Oops, just want to make sure I don't click on too many things here. Again, my optimization is not running as fluid as what it should be. So hopefully that catches up, comes back into play. Okay, so this, I'm actually going to pause that right over there because that's a clear break up from this brick wall. And these next settings was a buy signal over there. So what I'm going to quickly do over here is I'm going to go template and save this one. Come on. To the trading chart like this. I'm just getting a terrible lag here, for goodness sakes. And then go into my strategy over here. Template and load. Okay, so that's the 14 one. Enable, apply, and okay. Come on. Okay, so that's going to act on the next signal. So that definitely showed a clear bounce off that 23. So perhaps we should be a little bit more alert on that, on these Fibonacci levels. We know how strong, we know how the price reacts around levels. So keep an eye out for those. Remember, you've got the opportunity to pause the strategy whenever you have a whenever you want to capture anything on the chart. We've had our we've had our chart, our larger chart over here. If I look at this, if I bring this over again, we've had this switch over in the price, so a bounce off the Fibonacci levels and then a strong momentum line push upwards. So again, I've got it on wait until flat, so that's why we're not in a current position. The previous positions were basically from this level over here. So 1, 2, this is the second one over here. So one position would have been over there. Second position would have been over here at this arrow. So 2 positions currently in a long, which is 75 ticks. So that we would only be in those if we had immediately submit synchronized account. So unfortunately, we were caught in a move down where we waited for that signal to change, and now a move up where I had another strategy settings active. That's okay. We'll keep running this. I'm happy to let that continue. I'm going to run my optimizations and just see what that's coming up with. So looking, while we've got no action on our automated chart, I'm going to just bring up this chart again and just have a look at these Fibonacci levels. So when the price is running down, if there's no strong Fibonacci level in the way, it'll kind of a race towards the next level. So from that 38.2, you see how the price bounced around the 50% for a while. And then once it found direction, it basically raced to the next level, which was the 38.2 of the hourly and the 23.6 of the 4-hourly chart. And then from there has bounced off. So again, we haven't got too much of we haven't got strong resistance levels around this area. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen around here. Okay, so I'm going to just continue running my optimization and just see if anything comes up on there. So we've come down to the 61.8 on the 5-minute chart. So that's the gray level that you're seeing there. It's only on the 5-minute chart, so might not be as strong of a level as like the hourly Fibonacci levels, but price does still have a good history of bouncing around the smaller Fibonacci levels. little scalping trade opportunities there for that, where you can have a reasonably tight stop on that. And if you decided, once the price had broken through over a certain level, and you've got long only as an example, so if you select long only on your strategy, then you can go and enter little scalping trades with a ATM attached to it, like long trade, because it won't impact your strategy. Okay, so coming up to this 38. So this is quite an interesting level. We've got a 38.2 and we've got a brick wall over here. So that is what this is coming in. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to do something. So I'm going to save this as a template first. So come on. Template, template, and save. I'm going to save this current level that we have. And this is going a little bit slower than what I wanted. I wanted to restart the strategy, but have immediately submit on that level. I may have that opportunity again if that price comes back down. Come on. Okay, template and load. Okay, I'm still going to just keep the wait until flat because it has come away from that level. And I'll apply that and just let it go on its own things. In fact, this will be a good opportunity to switch to my other account because that's the one I'm actually going to be working off, keeping a good record of. Okay. So that's very often the case too, is when you've got settings that have been optimized and you are seeing a brick wall formed by the indicator. So it's going to be painting these colors of the indicator as well as the Fibonacci levels, which is just a separate indicator on there. But that's going to give you the a good indication that price is likely to bounce off those levels. Now, I just want to quickly check something on my trading chart. Something's a little bit out of whack over here. My values are not matching up 100%. Okay, so if I look at my bottom chart, and it's this lag is starting to really do something to me at the moment. Time is 10, 11, 10, 14. Just trying to understand what the hell is going on here. Just 1 second. Template load. So approaching the 23.6 again. I'm just checking something on the top here. Going to continue running my optimization. So we're getting a lot of long running type of a setups at the moment. So it's a little bit unlike the previous days where we had a lot of zigzagging of positions, giving us very favorable results, we've kind of got more longer running positions over here in our analyzer. That's giving us the best results. And I'm just running this again. It's just taking just not the right time on this. So hopefully we can get it running smoothly. Again, if you guys have any feedback from your side, you can definitely jump in and add to it. So I'm just loading the latest template. So load, and I'm going to select that specific one that I was working on earlier. Come on. And I'm on this specific instance, I'm going to go immediately submit synchronize account. And once I do that, it's going to put it into a position, but then I have to click start as well. So because this strategy has had 2 signals already from this level, so there was one over there and one a little bit further on, it's immediately entering into those positions in that favorable direction. And as you can see, I activated it near this brick wall, which is a good thing to do. I'm going to watch out for the 61.8. So if the price comes and breaks below the 61.8, I will just pause the strategy. But we do have a decent amount of room above the 61.8 where there is no real threat of any strong Fibonacci levels. So if I bring up my my other chart, which I'm really struggling to do, but if I bring it up over there, this is my 22 bar chart.
Ya voy en 885.
We've got our 5 minutes. We've got our momentum line facing up nicely. We do have the price showing that this is a bit of an upwards trajectory. We've got more green bars now starting to happen. It's a little bit in the middle, but we do have this momentum line showing favorably that this price is going to be going up. So we'll just watch for any like red arrows around here, and we'll also watch for this momentum line to swing in a different direction. But right now, we kind of got the zone over here to work in that there's no real resistance for the price at this moment to go up. But I'm going to keep a close eye on this momentum line. And if that starts showing facing down, then I will be pausing these positions.
Okay, Jason, I just broke $800, so very happy.
Wonderful. So there we go. That momentum line is literally showing us that this price wants to rise up. We've got the 76.4, which is the freaking hell. I should write this down. But that's the next strong level. So even at this stage, you can say, I'm going to pause at this level because we're at the 76.4. There is a strong chance that this price could react around this level. So very often, I mean, that is the case. And if you look at that level, that is the, come on, that is the pink. Okay, so we're looking at the daily Fibonacci. So that's the daily 76.4 level. So remember, the banks and institutions are the ones that are watching these levels. Most people will not have any access to these levels. They won't even know where these levels are. So that's why you're going to find that price reacts around these levels more often than not. So by pausing over there, I've just basically secured that move from where we activated the strategy, and look, it did actually bounce off that level. And we also had a red arrow on our chart. So look at our 22 chart. So that's another telling factor that price could be coming back. Now, remember, we still have our momentum line facing up. So this might just be a small little deflection off that Fibonacci level. But if this momentum line continues facing up, it's more than likely going to be dragging this price continually up. So it all depends where you are in your, with your trades. But that could be a good time to pause and secure whatever you've accomplished. And then even just wait for the next signal. So, I mean, you could even go and have your strategy activated again. Now, I'm not 100% sure if I went and selected start over here, whether it will enter another position, because I do have immediately submit synchronize account. I don't think it will though, because that was only on the first time you activate it. But I'm going to click on start and just see what that does. Okay, good. It didn't enter the position. Okay, great. So it's going to act on the next signal. Now, also, if you were certain of a specific direction of price and you wanted to be biased on that direction, you can choose long only or short only. So that is a very key thing to do. But it seems like the 76.4 has been a level that has had this reaction of price. And I mean, that is how powerful these tools are, because again, it shows so much better on a tick chart, because you're actually able to see the bar formation of the price, and you can see how it formed a bar and it's just struggling to break through that bar. So even in this situation over here, you could activate your chart trader like this, and you could be entering your limit orders or sell positions, on these specific levels. So I'm just trying to get, I'm literally about 5 seconds behind in my mouse. So you could enter a sell position on a level like that, have a 22 tick stop. So if the price breaks up, you'll be out, and then a 22 tick target so that it will enter a position. So that'll basically be a 50-50 risk reward. And you could get 2 or 3 trades in just on that specific level at a strong Fibonacci level and get those positions in. So Jamal, if your charts are not matching, it just means that your data series on your chart is not matching your strategy analyzer. So I'm actually going to prepare a specific document that is going to give you the first steps of how to set up your charts. And I think if I give you a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps, and you follow those steps every single time, you're not going to have any issues. The only other issues that can come up is if you have data corruption. In that case, you need to delete your in your DB folder, there is tick and there's minute and there's hour, and that data can be corrupted. So there again, we had the price go up to the 76, and then it's come to the 5 minute 61.8. So you see how these little moves happen all the time. Okay, so our automated strategy enters a long position. Now, I haven't run my optimization for a while, I've got to make sure that I get back into that. And literally, I should be, this is a good opportunity to watch your other chart, because now we have the momentum line facing down. We've got a few gold bars. So we've got to be a little bit careful around this point. But we are at the 38.2 of the hourly. So this could be a little bounce off point for this price. And we have a brick wall. So we've got a bit of in our favor over here, having strong levels that this price is likely to bounce off. And that's look like what it's doing. So again, if you want to activate your trailing stop on the strategy, you just have to click the trailing stop button. And what will happen is it will enter a trailing stop on your next order. So if I go and pause this right now, so I've gone and paused that, and I click start again, when the next order comes up, it's going to use this trailing stop and the target ticks in that order. So just in the last few minutes from those two or three trades that we had entered, and even earlier, we're up over 1,200. So that it's been a good session in that regard. That first one was activating immediately submit synchronize account. So that allowed that to run nicely up, and then just pausing on this move over here, which we didn't really have to pause because we kind of are in no man's land at the moment. This price is likely to even go up to the 76.4, which is the next strong level, which it failed at before. Again, we've also got our 22 chart that we keep referring to. We've shown how the price has come down, bouncing off the bands, momentum line has switched direction. So we're probably in for a little bit of price action around these Fibonacci levels. We kind of are in the middle of some strongish levels over here. So the price could bounce around for a while, but once it breaks out of that, and that momentum line is still way above price, we're going to have a nice run. So right now, my bar is showing green and gold. So it's flicking between buyer and sellers in control. And yes, it's kind of on the zero line. Now it's switched over to the buyers. So again, this pinkish plum color over here is the daily 76.4 Fibonacci level. This white one at the bottom is the 38.2 hourly Fibonacci. And there it just bounced off the 50% 5-minute Fibonacci. So, these little deflections happen. And it may even just happen once. So you might have one deflection off and the next one goes and breaks through, which is what we saw earlier on one of the other levels that we looked at. So what are we looking at the price doing over here? So again, we're referencing another chart. we're looking at our momentum line. Our momentum line has definitely showed it's losing steam over here. So we kind of are on the 0 line. We've got this bars fluctuating between green and gold. So we kind of are in no man's land right now, and we're looking for a clear direction of this momentum line when it does start showing us. It's kind of just tapered off and it's leveled out at the moment. Whereas before, we had a really good, that momentum line showed us a straight up type of a approach earlier. So if this price had to break below the 38.2 and then come below the 23.6, it's going to fly down like crazy because there's no real strong levels below that. So I'll keep an eye on that on the side. Momentum line has started switching to go up. I haven't run optimization for a while, so we should actually be running this every few minutes. You should literally be running this every 5 minutes or so, especially if you are only trading a specific time. So we're only trading between 9:45 and 11 o'clock. That's all we're trading in the session. It's only literally, what is it? And it's an hour and 15 minutes or so. So if you're going to be trading a very short period of time, which is all you really want to trade, who wants to sit at the computer for 5, 6, 7 hours when you could have everything done in an hour to an hour and a half max and have reached your goal for the day, which most people have been doing on these sessions, and then be out. And then we haven't been taking any scalping trades. We've just been letting the strategy run. But even just taking those scalping trades around very strong levels have definitely, have been like 90% in favor of them actually working.
Jason, just for for the iterations, you're optimizing the first repaint and a second repaint, and what are you doing for the others?
So I have got mine as true and optimize.
Okay, yeah, that's why my optimization is taking so long. I've got them all optimized.
Yeah, so if you're going to have less of that, it's going to be quicker. So this is taking way longer than what it should. On previous sessions, it just might mean I need to restart my server, my VPS. But literally on previous sessions, these iterations were running in 20 to 20 seconds, 25 seconds flat. So I've got a bit of a delay on this. So then, yes, you can choose your second repaint as true. But yeah, if I wasn't running the session live with you guys, I would actually have closed off my strategies, restarted my VPS. It would take about 4 or 5 minutes, but that's what ideally you should do if you're having any sort of a lag or any issues with your trading platform, and clear out some of your cache data and stuff, because very, very often that is causing, the issues. So our settings that we have are still featuring. So the exact settings that I had used earlier are still in play. So they still fine. I'm going to change one little thing on my optimization to go true and true, and then optimize. So that should decrease the amount of iterations that it runs. There's only 1,600 iterations. Now, in normal circumstances, this should take about 15 seconds to run. and look at the difference in the results just by changing that to true, by making it true. So what's happened over here is it has actually, that second repaint, by making it true, it's distorted the results, because the best result is the second repaint not to be true. So that is very, very interesting. So it actually, you would find that if I made that false and I ran the same again, it's going to show as higher results, because what that's basically saying is that the second time the price comes and bounces or goes below that brick wall, it's not taking a sell signal. So it's basically ignoring a false breakout on the second signal. So that's what that second repaint means, is that the second signal coming down is basically a false breakout. So look at the huge difference in the results between $1,000 and $6,000. So that's why it's important to optimize these repaints, because those are the signals that the strategy is giving, and it's telling you which are the best signals out of the 4 signals. And if you want to be very cautious on your results, especially if you want to have fixed stops and targets, you can go and add those in there too and optimize those results. It's going to limit your performance drastically though, because we've had some definitely lengthy runs. So if you've got a trading stop on any of these positions, you'll be kicked out so quickly and your results wouldn't be anything like that. Okay, so coming to 10:30. So the price has come down to the 38.2 of the hourly chart. So that's where that is right now. Just below that is the 38.2 of the 5-minute chart. And then the 23.6 of the 4-hour. So this 23.6 that is coming towards now is the last time the price actually failed around that level. So if we're bringing up our second chart that we are watching earlier, notice how earlier that momentum line was flattening out, and then showed a downward trajectory. So that was a good indication that the price was going down. And there we are in that downwards price. So whenever you're having this momentum line showing you direction, you don't want to be in a long position in that situation, because that's obviously showing you that this price is going down. Okay, so I'm going to run my optimizations and just see what they are coming up as. So we've just broken through the 23.6. So often what happens, it will come down, it will come and retest that level, take out some stops, and then push the price down again. So then we're back to the 23.6. Went a few ticks above it actually in that situation. So if I look at that, that's 17 ticks above that 23. Come back down again below it, retesting it, seeing if it's got any resistance around there. Our optimizations are all showing short positions at the moment. So I'm not looking at changing anything at this stage. We've got a little bit of a fight around this level, but more than likely a breakdown from there because there's not too much stopping it below this level. Above, we've got this 38.2, which it basically just came right through that earlier. Coming to a brick wall on these optimized results. Brick wall is pretty close to our Fibonacci level, 22 ticks. Looks like the hourly was a little bit stronger than the 4 hour, the 38.2. So no absolute fireworks this session. We haven't had lots of trades up and down like we have had on the previous sessions. Kind of just had some long running positions, which is good to have because you can literally be out of them. You can have your trades enter and then be out of the market in just one long move and make your few $100s in that little space of time, or depending on how many entries per direction or your trade size that you have. So on my 5-minute chart, not my 5-minute chart, on my 22 chart, I'm just looking at the bar formation over there and just seeing what it's looking like. Again, a little bit tricky to show. My momentum line has disappeared, so I'm just going to click on the F5 to refresh that. Again, I'm not sure why it disappears. On my own personal PC, I don't have it happen at all. It's only on my compiled version that I put on my VPS that's doing this. So I'm not too sure why that is exactly the case. I will look into it. But over here, we've got our momentum line still facing up more than it's facing down. So just looking at that, we've got mostly gold bars too. So this is where the sellers are in control of the price at this level. We've kind of come, above the 23 to the 38, a bit of bouncing around there. Momentum line is facing up, or it's kind of a level at the moment. So, in this type of case, you had your, your ATM entering a long position. You still got, a 20-20 like stop and target, and that would have been hit right there on that 23.6. So 38.2, see how the momentum line is facing up? So I wouldn't be taking a short trade in this situation, even though we are at a Fibonacci level, because it's slightly less probable that it will come back down again, just because of that direction of that momentum line. But it still looks like it wants to pull this price up. So sometimes it can just shoot straight up, and then you're out of your position. Because we are between two of these levels, it can really go any way. I mean, the tendency for it is to go up because that's how our momentum line is facing. Again, it's been kicked out, so I'm just clicking the F5 to refresh it. I'm not sure if it's the amount of data that I have on that chart that's making it jump out, but anyway, we'll keep monitoring. I'll see if I can figure that out. So very good to have a separate chart on your screen looking at the shadow trading with the Fibonacci levels, as you see what they are. You can have it. You can even have it as a 5-minute chart. You can even have it as a 15-minute chart. I mean, we haven't even looked at this on a much longer term chart. You know, even looking at a larger tick chart is also a good way of looking at it. So switching to a data series of even a 44 to see a longer term, especially if you want to take some decent scalping positions, you're going to find that these are going to, you can still do your 50-50 risk reward type of trades on that. But on this chart, because it's slightly longer term, the momentum line is with the price. But we're starting to get hints here that there's a reversal coming because we've got these arrows on this chart. So the larger chart you go is going to give you just a higher overview of what the market is doing. So it's good to flick between these charts. If you have to have a few different tabs of these charts on your screen, different values, you can do that. You know, you can even switch to, I might just duplicate this again and switch to a flat baseline chart. So let me just do that. So first thing I'll do is remove the indicator for the ultimate bands. I'm going to remove that. And my shadow trading too. Again, I wasn't experiencing this lag yesterday, so unfortunately we have it today. So even going to like a flat baseline chart, like a 195.1, that is going to give us different baseline levels. Could also help us in making decisions whether we want to trade you know, either back to the baseline, scalping positions back, or off Fibonacci levels. Nothing really is showing here to be very strong. Only that the price was, you know, up to the 38, above those levels. Yeah, so nothing really much to see on there. So that didn't really help too much. I'm just going to close this off and move this chart out the way. Okay, so I'm going to run this optimization one more time. We've only got 10 minutes left of the session. So we needed a clear direction of this. Haven't quite got it yet after these levels. So we've come down to this before, slightly lower, breaking through the 23.6. So I'm going to just pause my top strategy just because it's not featuring on the top of my list anymore. So I think I basically can't do too much more this session anyway. All of these trades are saying to be in sell positions, or at least all the top ones. Only thing I would do around here is I would probably enter a position off that 23.6. So like a little scalping position because the price came very close to that 23. Again, I've got a freaking lag here for some damn reason. So you could like there, I just traded like a little bounce off that 23.6. So little scalping positions like that. And, you know, you can be doing that on your micros too, if you want to switch over, if you want to practice that, you know, just doing small little scalping positions like that, because you still got a high probability of those moves being successful. Just remember that if it continually comes to that same level, the second time it might break through. So like there, it broke through that level, came to it once, but the second time it's probably going to break through.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on tonight, Jason. I'm running my optimizations and I'm not getting anywhere near the same percentage profitability as you. Like mine's down as low as 42, 45.
Mm-hmm. Have you loaded the same templates that I gave you?
Yeah, I just downloaded it because I just updated the assembly just before and lost all the templates. So I quickly jumped on and downloaded the chart from tonight. But yeah, I'm not getting the same percentage.
And you are definitely looking at your chart to make sure that it is from the beginning of the trading day.
Yeah, that all matches up. It's all correct there. As I say, it's just giving me like not as high percentage profitability at all. Like I can see on yours, you've got 93, 100. I've got nowhere near that. My highest is like 50%.
Okay, and what about your repaints? What have you got as your settings in there?
I've done true, optimize.
There's your problem. Second one, make it false. We discussed this earlier. So earlier I ran the second one as true and my results were showing $1,000 with low percentage. And then we actually made the second one. I made it optimized, but you can make it false too. If I make it optimized, it's gonna be choosing false. And Eduardo, how has your side been going? Are you still with us? He might be busy on a call or something. Okay.
Yeah, again, Jason, I've run it as true, false, optimize, and I'm still getting only like 38%, 40%.
Okay, we'll have to look at yours individually then to see what is happening on your side.
Yes, I've done start of date 14th, 15th. No trading things. We're using the.
Do you have an 11.2 bar NinjaTrader?
Yeah, NinjaTrader.
Are you on 12.21?
Yep, 12.21.
14 to 15.
14 to 15.
Break at end of day, include commissions.
Yeah, yeah.
11 as a slippage. And how many entries per direction do you have?
I've just got one.
Okay, so let me run mine with one and see what that looks like. Because remember, one entry per direction is going to have a very different result to 3 entries per direction.
Yeah, no, I get that. Just as I say, 1 entry per direction. 14th to the 15th, not using trading hours because we're using the time slot. Trading stops of 40, target ticks 80, 1 to 20, 1 to 20. Yeah.
Are they false in your, is everything false in your use trailing stop and use target and stop ticks?
Use stop ticks, use target ticks are true.
Okay, well that's your issue too. So you can see on mine it's saying false. So what is your stop ticks and target ticks? Because obviously if you are targeting a very specific amount of ticks, it's going to be very different to mine because I'm not using stops and targets.
Okay, 24 and 36. I'll just have a look. I'll see what it runs now. That could be
Target
it.
filled.
Because it
Yes,
has
that's
been
odd. It's very odd that the template has got it as true because I did not save it in the template. So I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I don't know how that. It's been weird because nothing really transferred across properly. And I put it
Okay. Yeah. All right. Very odd. Anyway, so those are just a few key things to check. That's why I'm actually going to make a spreadsheet with step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or however many steps there are. And we're going to run it. If you want to use stop ticks, use these settings. If you don't want to use stop ticks, use these settings. And then people must just tick them off as they're going through them, and you'll never have an issue. And then after looking at that 3 or 4 times, you'll never have to look at it again.
No.
Everything will always match.
Yeah, see, now that I've taken the stop ticks and the target ticks away, it's gone like 100%, 87. It's back
Yeah.
up.
So yeah, that's it. So I think most people struggle with this. This is why we spent like almost a whole month just on these optimizations.
Yeah, no, it's with it.
Exactly. So I think this is why it's key that we're doing this. And that's why we definitely needed to do it, because it's a very complicated affair, this optimization. And there's not many people who know how to work with it or even work with it. But it's very, very profitable once you do. So
yeah, the last couple of nights when I've had all the templates there, it's been quite easy and good to use because they're just instantly there. And I know, but when you're having to go searching through them, it's a bit.
Yeah. But I think it's good to have like a checklist. So you can, I can flick through my settings in 30 seconds and I can pick up immediately if something is a little bit out of whack. And then but most people will be able to do that after a while of doing these things every day and becoming very familiar with it. Practice makes perfect on it.
This is indeed true.
Good stuff. Okay, thanks for that. And I'm going to end the call there. It's like 2 minutes to 11. There's been no other entries. I've had mine on pause anyway. As we see, my optimization is running very, very slowly. So if you're ever having issues with your optimization, shut down NinjaTrader, get rid of all your temporary files, any cache that NinjaTrader hoards, which it loves doing. It loves hoarding onto stuff. So clear out all your crap, restart NinjaTrader, restart your computer, and then get going again.
Cheers, Jason. Thanks
Cool.
a lot, especially for your time today as well. That was appreciated. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Great sessions, Jason. Thank you so much. Talk to you tomorrow.
It's
Thanks,
great.
Jason.
Okay, same time tomorrow. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye now.
Okay, cheers.